Welcome back. Now we're going to go over to Brad Barnes for this week's Wildcat Sports Report.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Wildcat Sports Report. The spring 2012 season has been a successful one for Wildcat fans, and no team has been more promising than the Baker track and field team. Traveled to Fayette, Missouri for the Central Methodist Invitational last weekend and continued their dominance towards another conference title and a triple crown. The women's 4x100 meter team took a second place finish with a time of 48.98 seconds, but even more impressive was the men's 4x100 meter team. Their time of 42.99 seconds was good enough for the top overall time in the conference. The Wildcats took gold in all but one relay on the weekend. The teams have a few more meets to prepare before the start of the Kansas relays on April 19th. In a season of splits, Phil Hannon and the baseball team have struggled to sweep more than one conference team this season. This weekend they traveled to Canton, Missouri for an Easter weekend matchup against Culver Stockton College. Chris Cummins and the Baker defense were strong in the first outing, allowing 7 hits but holding strong for the shutout. Nathan Wheelock took the mound in the second game, going 6 innings and allowing only 3 runs. The BU Bats were on fire, led by Steven Stewart and Joey Orozco. Both went 3 for 4 in the game, and they were responsible for 5 of the team's 6 runs. Wildcats finished strong and get the sweep with a 6-5 win. Baker is now 21-16 overall and 9-5 in the Heart of America. A busted sprinkler head forced the Baker softball team out of their stomping grounds in their matchup against Peru State on April 7th. The teams met up in Olathe, Kansas for the conference matchup, and the 15-mile transition showed to be no harm for the Wildcats. BU went up big in the first game with a 6-1 win over the Bobcats, spearheaded by Maggie Holmberg's 10-strikeout performance. The second game was a familiar story for the Wildcats. Erin Greenwood was in the circle for the no-hitter. She went 7 innings with 10 strikeouts, only allowing 1 walk. The Wildcats pulled away from Game 2, 3-0. They now stand at 16-9 on the season and 6-2 in the conference. Greenwood's performance was worthy for the Hack Pitcher of the Week award. The Wildcats also brought back the Hitter of the Week award for the conference. Summer Kelly went 7 of 13 on the weekend and batted an outstanding .538. She topped the weekend off with a home run, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored in. That's going to do it all for this week's edition of the Wildcat Sports Report. I'm your host, Brad Barnes. We'll see you next week.
That's it for Orangeline. I'm Katie Ellingsworth. Have a good week.